So quantum stocks are crashing, and are you ready to invest in the technology that will redefine the next decade? Well, the next trillion-dollar industry is forming right now, but most investors are going to panic out and they're going to miss it completely. And the reality is, it's so far away that they might not be missing anything at all. Stay with me. I'm going to share with you guys why Ionq, QBTS, Rigetti are correcting, what this really means for the quantum market. And there's one strategy that I'm looking at that smart money investors are seeming to already catch on to. But here's what we're looking at. We're talking about Ionq. Ionq is going to be one of the top quantum computing companies that we're following, as they have a lot of growth over the last year. They've jumped big time. See that they've made it as high as 80. Let's see where they're at. $80 a share, $84 a share. They've recently crossed back below the 200-day moving average. Same thing with Rigetti. They made it as high as $58 a share, and they've corrected back below the 200-day moving average. Now, these are some of the safest plays to be watching in the quantum market because they're pure plays. And if you look at them, you see this big correction from highs of $58 all the way back down here. What this really means for the quantum computing market is that you have a big disparity, a large disparity between the valuations and where they were. So it was an emotional surge that we had, a lot of hype. Retail investors were calling this the next Nvidia, and we were down here even. We started investing it back in December 2024, or October 2024. And then we saw the search volume exploding on quantum stocks. Social media was definitely going big. Even our channel grew quite a bit, and we saw that there was no revenue analysis being displayed. And once they got up into these levels, that's when stocks were up triple digits on their percentage points in short time frames. But that's when the earnings started to come out. The reality hit in the quantum market. Revenue was still very small, and the losses were still there. But even with uneven growth and continued losses, while it's definitely a risky market to be watching, they have very ambitious roadmaps. The investors that are investing for the long term are realizing that these companies have a lot of cash and runway. They're early stage tech, so that matters. But if you're looking at the corrections recently, this isn't about quantum computing failing. It's not about the tech as much. It's about a time horizon mismatch where quantum is 5, 10 years, 20 years in this revolution, but retail investors make the move in a couple days, couple weeks. And so you got assets in the quantum market are priced in for the future, but the future, it always gets discounted harder when the money gets expensive, especially when you're looking at something like this, a premium surge. So what's the approach, right? We see Rigetti in a similar position. Well, simply put, I don't think anybody should be chasing some of these short-term trades. If you want to, all power to you. But I've talked about it a few times, like they are competing in markets where revenue is important. AI is looking at the revenue right now. And I would treat quantum more of like a venture capital type of investment inside of your portfolio, that you don't need to be looking for big gains right away. It's more about, can you survive holding on to the companies? Because if you're investing in the hype, then it's going to be kind of rough. But if you're investing in the next computing revolution, quantum computing, and you have a plan for the long term, then quantum computing will impact almost every industry: drug discovery, cybersecurity, AI acceleration, logistics, probably keeping people from sneezing. Who knows what they're going to be able to come with. And that's why we focus on quantum, is because in the long term they look very good. But in the short term, you see these corrections, no near term support. Maybe you have a support level around where they're at right now. You do see them sell down to. But ultimately, when you're looking at the revenue coming in, D-Wave has come out with a lot of articles lately. They're very ambitious, but you got to look at, they got to have a lot of cash. They're still losing money every quarter. If you look at Rigetti, same thing. Rigetti, very ambitious, But if they're losing 100 million, 200 million a quarter, and they're still not turning a profit, yes, they've integrated with AWS. Yes, they've integrated with Microsoft, or Google, Amazon's setup as well. But the reality is the data that if you were to look at Rigetti RGTI, and you were to look at the financials, there's a lot of hype articles still, but $5 billion market cap, and they lost 200 million last quarter. The financials just don't make sense. If you were to pull up the same thing with QBTS, it never ends well when you have a company that lost 140 million last quarter, and they have a $7 billion market cap. I mean, yes, they have about 670 million in equity, but look, if they're losing 140 million a quarter, they only have a year before they're out of money unless they continue to raise capital. And how do they raise capital? They either raise outside money or potentially sell their own stock, which doesn't usually impact the investors that well. And so this is where they have very ambitious roadmaps. They look great for the long-term growth of AI. You can see there's a $20 million agreement there with FAU for QBTS. There's agreements, but when you have these types of agreements in the education space, but still not the full commercial application, then the revenue, it's got to improve revenue directly. So for example, we recently started integrating into Prophecy AI. So I've wanted to know, with this AI acceleration, can we have the breakdowns happen in real time? So we've been able to get AI analysis of all the different timeframes from, in this case, you have Grok, okay, you have Claude, you have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, all projecting for one stock. And I've been using this quite often. It's given me a lot of good answers. But one of the things that we recently integrated with was also adding Ionq and Rigetti. And I can tell you that if you want full quantum breakdowns using quantum computing, they're useful to an extent, but we're still seeing, the real world application. We can get the projections from the top AI models in the world. We can do that, and then we can wait for the projections to come in here. But ultimately, you're looking at a quantum integration where the future is forming right here. But even with real-time data, the quantum, we're still tracking how things are performing here. We could see, let's see, Rigetti, and see which time frame it has the most confidence in. And so we've been running with Rigetti, we've been running with Ionq, and it says the 1 month. So even Rigetti, when running confidence on its own stock, is projecting its own stock. Well, Grok is projecting Rigetti to go down about 3.2% over the next month. And so in the short term, you're seeing downward pressure. Even Rigetti, when asked or given all of the data and questioning which time frame may be the most accurate, even Rigetti is saying its own stock is going to go down. So you see how it's like we have some projections here, and even the own company's technology is saying that they may go down. And you haven't seen them make audacious claims that they plan to go up, but just to optimize a lot of the shorter term time frames in the quantum market looking bearish with most stocks. Okay, you do see a little bit here. Maybe you have Gemini a little bit bullish, but for the most part, on the multi-model, at least when I'm looking at the multi-model, it's a little mixed on the near term, fairly bearish for the most part, all the way into the 3 month, fairly bearish. When you get into 6 months, things start to shape up. Gemini still bearish on Rigetti, anticipating 10% sell down over the next 6 months, while ChatGPT is more bullish, up 7%. Claude is down about 2%. And then 1 year, though, most of them are anticipating growth. So maybe stabilizing around this $15 price range is what's in store. That $10 to $15 price range, potentially ending the year up between $15 to $20 a share, would make a lot of sense for the quantum company that they sell down more conservatively. So once again, just kind of looking at the different models, getting an idea of where the projections are coming in. I would say that it's pretty common. Most of the quantum stocks will be selling down in the near term. They have a death cross here, is what it's called. When you see them cross below the 200-day moving average, all trends have been broken. They're now breaking down. And what that means for the real-time trading and investing, there might be some opportunities. When we watch closely, if we get a reversal, if we get some direction in the other way, some other bullish momentum, and we have a clear strategy, not any hype, I'm talking about something that presents a good opportunity for us, then we may end up trading it. We oftentimes do. And we have long-term positions in the quantum stocks, but we've entered back in 2024, when we were looking at $1 a share, $2 a share for a lot of these companies, whereas now, some people entered on the hype, some others have been in since back here, and it's important step by step. If you're looking to get the right analysis, spend some extra time, have a plan together, use something like Prophecy AI. It's so cool. We just added multi-view so you can see all of the different AI model projections for one stock using real-time data all in one place. So if you'd like to go have a look at it, it's going to be the first link below. We are trading live tomorrow morning at market open. We'll be there right at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as we do every morning, Monday through Friday. If you'd ever like to tune on into those daily live trading sessions, get a free t-shirt for Stockmate when you join, and also get our community of like-minded investors along with some good resources. We got some good resources for learning. If you wanted to go find how to do technical and fundamental analysis, we'll have some good projections coming out for the week. And then also we got some good books. If you ever want to go grab some books aside from the earnings and the targets that we release, we also have a book there, The Profitable Trader. You can get access to it. And that includes how to have a trading plan, ordinary versus profitable. What does it actually look like to learn this technical and fundamental analysis? What's an example of a trading plan? And how do you control your emotions? We got, the mindset, the emotional IQ is a big one for people. So go have a look. Again, it's going to be the second link below, and I would love to see you there at market open. Let me know your thoughts are on quantum and how you're positioning in this market. And if I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.